What's up, chat? Tell us how you really feel, BB. You know how like all of you guys are like, I want to draw, and then the first thing you draw is anime heads floating in a void, and if you get better, then you can draw a full anime body floating in a void. Well, it turns out that I was doing the same thing, and when you've gotten better at drawing by drawing people floating in a void for like 10 years, when you have to draw someone that's sitting on a floor and then try and figure out the distance of a second body from that camera angle and that camera distance, you know, and be able to sort of figure out the feet based on this angle and shit like that. Once you start thinking about like spatial relations and stuff, and you've only been drawing singular anime girls floating in the void, suddenly you end up spending like 40 minutes making the hand here larger and smaller and the body larger and smaller because you can't figure out the distance that the MC-kun is standing away from the dark elf sitting in the corner. The lovely challenge of dimensions. Yeah, I want to give myself a thumbs up just for being able to draw this dark elf sitting on like a flat floor in a corner. Just doing that level of dimensions and not have it look that shitty. I want to give myself a thumbs up for that, but oh yeah. So some people would be like, oh, you talked about perspective. Shouldn't you be calculating perspective then? Shouldn't you bring out the perspective ruler? Well, sometimes the drawing that you want to draw in manga isn't exactly going to be correct in terms of perspective-wise, so that feels wrong as well. You're doing good. It will just take time. I only have 30 more years till I'm going to be dead, so hopefully it won't take too much time. Also, I think I'm not capable of actually drawing anything on stream. I had this for the longest amount of time, the problem where I just straight up couldn't draw anything on stream. Like, put on any actual new lines. Everything would always feel wrong. And then I overcome that by not doing it anymore and just doing the finishing process on stream. But because I was working on other shit before I streamed, I don't really have much inked pages that I can finish now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess stream is over at this point, guys. I think we're done. 5-minute stream, not bad. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. I'm joking, and yet I'm also not joking. This is a scene where they kind of connect and set up for more bullying. There will always be more elf bullying, but it is technically a rom-com. Okay, bye. Nice joke. It's not really a joke. I am actually wondering how much I can get done. I guess I can work on the detail of the fucking potato sack. I truly can't actually focus on, I don't know, anything important like line quality and stuff when I'm talking on stream, so... Basically, all I can do is fucking coloring in between the lines. Like I'm a third grader with a coloring book. That's basically all I can do, so... Don't talk then? That's annoying as well. It's just having other human beings around me, even in the most indirect context, is kind of a distraction, honestly. Do you still enjoy Bury the Light after starting every stream with it? That's not true. I have, I also start the stream with the Guilty Gear soundtrack and, Rules of Nature, so... I found my phone after 2 days. Talk about first world problems. Actually, it's not first world problems, because even, like, random mud hut third worlders in the deepest of African jungles have a phone at this point, so... Not gonna lie, I've never really lost my phone. The biggest reason I lose my phone for like 5 minutes at a time is that it's a black phone and the only case that was being sold for it was a black phone case. And then I have a tendency to put it on top of other black objects like my black computer monitor, or the black sheets of my black bed, or the base of a black lamp. There's just a lot of black house objects in my room, and I tend to put my phone on top of it, and then it just becomes completely hidden thanks to its color. I've been stuck in work hell. BB is just like me. Twinsies. I'm not stuck in work hell. I get to do my my hobby and my passion as my job. Also, I don't have to do any commuting. The architect that's gonna renovate my mother's house showed up at like 9 a.m. today, and my mother's like, "Wake up. Did you forget? I told you he was coming at 9 a.m. I'm like, fuck. I was planning to masturbate now, but I guess I have to get out of bed and, you know, prepare for this guy arriving. But then I was reminded of the fact that an average person has to do this every single fucking day of their life. They have to get out of their fucking bed and go to fucking work, sitting in their fucking car for 40 minutes in fucking traffic. And I'm just like, goddamn, I'm so lucky. The black items, I mean, it's not really a choice, is it? Every company thinks that making their monitors or their lampshades or whatever look black suddenly makes it look, I don't know, more luxurious. So you just end up with a lot of black things, and then you end up putting stuff on top of black things on top of other black things, and now it's all fucking hidden. It's like the goddamn Predator in your house, except it's your phone and you can't find your phone because you put it on top of the base of your black lamp or the base of your black computer monitor. I guess it depends on your phone, because I got a cheap-ass Samsung phone. This whole situation could have been avoided if I got one of these luxurious iPhone phones and then had paid extra for one of the luxurious iPhone cases and got like a bright orange iPhone case, and suddenly the situation would be much different. But I just walked into the Verizon store and I was like, give me your cheapest fucking phone. And they're like, we don't have that phone anymore. I'm like, give me your second cheapest phone. And that was the Samsung phone. And I was like, and I also broke my last phone because I dropped it in the shower. Give me a fucking case. And the only case they had was a black case, so there you go. You're too contrarian for iOS? I don't want to pay an extra... How much is it? $500? $800? Just so I can be part of the Apple infrastructure. I don't think there's anything meaningfully different from an iPhone and a cheap-ass Android phone at this point in 2024. What are you, Japanese? If you're in Japan, apparently you get made fun of if you don't have an iPhone. But it's literally the same fucking thing. I don't see why it's so different. Why did you have it in the shower? I was listening to podcasts. I had never broken or cracked the screen of my phone before, so I was starting to get a little overconfident in my ability to not fuck it up. So I just put it on the top shelf of my shower, inside the shower, where like you're supposed to put shampoo and stuff, and it slipped off. This was the first time I cracked my phone's screen. In general, I'm pretty cautious about making sure I don't destroy my items. But I was getting a little overconfident. Also, it's like a $100 phone, so I was like, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But that, it cracked the screen and it was good for another like 5 months, and then it started to slowly malfunction until the screen went completely black, so I had to replace it. Don't give me a fucking Kappa, Hystrixia. Shut the fuck up. You guys think that I destroy everything I touch, but that's only because I record when I destroyed my controller and post it in the Discord for your viewing pleasure. I don't actually destroy everything I touch. I still have like the same shit I got from like high school. Young lady with that kind of attitude, you're not going to, we're not going to Disneyland. In fact, go back to your room and come back outside when you have a better attitude. Tune in, sad elf. I don't like. This is gonna be a story about a lot of sad elf things happening, so you better get used to it. Shout out to Ball's old laptop. My old laptop did not break because I did something wrong to it. It broke because shit is poorly constructed and they just die on their own. What, are you people actually like... I feel it sounds like I'm talking to someone who was born in the 60s who was like, son, you just have to show respect to your motorcycle and you'll be able to use it as long as you live. It's like, no, Grandpa, actually all of these things are fucking... They're designed to break after like 5 years on purpose, if you haven't noticed. Gaming laptops are a fucking meme. My gaming laptop is still going strong. Actually, it was my normal laptop that died on me. My previous laptop was a normal laptop. A victim of planned obsolescence? I mean, one of the reasons why I don't have an iPhone was because I had an iPhone 4S as my first phone, and it was working just fine. And then, surprise, surprise, one day after I had owned the iPhone for like 5 or 6 or 7 years, and it was already pretty old because I bought the iPhone 4S after it was already sort of phasing out of service. I get my standard Apple mandatory update that gets installed into your phone whether you like it or not. And how shocking that I find that after this mandatory update was installed, my phone every single thing it does takes like 30 seconds to open a single file or whatever. And I'm like, oh, there we go. Apple has fucking bricked my phone on purpose because they want me to buy a new one every year. And I had reached the 5-year date in which they're like, no, fuck you, you're not allowed to use your phone anymore. Here's your update that bricks your phone, and you're fucked. And Apple got sued for this. This is a real thing. They fucking bricked the phone, and I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. I'm not sure if Android has those updates or not, but if it does, then they'll be bricking like a $150 phone instead of a $500 phone. Their battery capacity is garbage, and they are borderline unusable without them being plugged in. I mean, that too. We're getting into BB technology now. Are you pretending like this is just me or something? This is such a common problem. There was literally a massive class action lawsuit about it. Apple slowing down phones, class action lawsuit. The case alleged that Apple tried to hide battery defects on older iPhone models by prompting users to install an update that slowed down the phone's performance. And Apple actually did pay a settlement for it. There you go. It's not a fucking fake claim. It's a well-known issue. Also, if I was like, why are you guys being like, why don't you have an iPhone? Oh, I guess you don't have an iPhone. If I told you that I had a Mac, in fact, I had a Mac when I was streaming and drawing initially, because my mother was a Mac person and she gave me a fucking Mac. People were like, oh my god, he uses Apple products, what a loser. So there's no way for me to win in your eyes. I'd have to be like the hacker guy in a 90s movie and being like, hold on, I'm fucking hacking into the mainframe right now. For you guys to be like, oh, BB knows what he's doing. Anything else, you're just all like, oh, he's being retarded again. I had a MacBook in 2009. It was meh. I assume it's only gotten worse. The brand on his ass cheek is different to the Microsoft brand on my ass cheek. And a loser. That's why I have a gigantic McDonald's logo on my forehead, because everybody likes McDonald's. If you think about it, we have all that hentai where your wife gets mind controlled by local demons and they put like the womb tattoo on her so that she's constantly in heat and ready to be impregnated with demon spawn. And this is supposed to be hot because, you know, your wife is being defiled and marks are being placed on her body without her consent and stuff like that. But if you think about it, that's way less humiliating than those people who get corporate logos, like actual tattoos of corporate logos on themselves. It would be way better to just have a fucking womb tattoo than like someone who has a fucking Apple logo on their arm. At least the womb tattoo is in like a discreet place unless she's, you know, already taken off her clothes and stuff. Having a corporate logo on you is basically saying you've been mind raped by corporations instead of demons. It's way more humiliating. Corporate logo, womb tattoo, it glows up when the brands need you to consume. Yeah, when McDonald's is calling you to buy their 50% off Chicken McNuggets deal. The golden arch on your womb just starts to fucking glow. Consume, consume, consume. Wait, people actually get corporate logo tattoos. Why? Because capitalism is the new religion and we don't have anything to believe in. That's why. We need some kind of allegiance to make us feel whole. Why am I using the royal we? Nobody here actually has a fucking corporate tattoo logo. It's because they're actual NPCs. In fact, that's kind of insulting to NPCs because you wouldn't look like an NPC if you have a fucking corporate logo on you. You're a fucking freak of nature. Domino's had a free pizza for life for people who got a logo tattoo. That's not that bad a deal. I just wouldn't assume that Domino's would honor that shit. That's the kind of stuff where if you actually read the fine print, it says that they can probably cancel that offer whenever. Also, you'd be cursed to eating Domino's pizza for life. Domino's Pizza, one of my least favorite pizza chains. I'm not a huge fan of chain pizza in general, but if I had to choose between like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, blah blah blah, Domino's would probably be at the bottom of my list. Kyle paid $150 for his Monster Energy tattoo from his friend Kevin. If it's Monster Energy, couldn't you just get like some sort of radioactive cat or something to scratch your arm with its glowing green colored claws and leave like a giant mark on your arm? Nothing encapsulates the mid-2000s like getting a Monster tattoo on your calf during your second tour of Iraq. Was Monster that big in the 2000s? When was Monster at its highest in terms of popularity? I guess it was the mid-2000s. That's when we were all like, I'm a gamer. That's why I drink this caffeinated beverage. If you want to go full mid-2000s, you'd have to get something besides Monster, though. Like an energy drink that was unsuccessful. Like Nas or something. What's an energy drink that was cancelled and lost to Monster and Red Bull and stuff that I could get tattooed onto my cock? Four Loko. Did you break the fan when you punched it last stream? I know this is hard for you people to understand because you live in like Texas or something, but it's actually a comfortable temperature right now, so I don't need to have the fan on because it's fucking September. Florida man's like, what are you talking about? How can this be? Surge, yes. I'll get a Surge tattoo. That's a good plan. Summer is almost over. It's time to tell your tanned childhood friend in the Japanese countryside that you enjoyed spending time with her over the summer, but you have to go back to Tokyo. And she's gonna make a promise to never forget the summer you spent together with her. And if you both become adults and if you don't get married by the time that you're 30, you'll get married to each other or some shit like that. Time to make the promises. Also time to fuck in the back of the shrine. Actually, it's too late for that. September, Japanese kids are already back in school. I'm pretty sure. Would you tattoo yourself a logo from a game? Isn't it technically a brand too? I wouldn't tattoo anything on my body. If I was forced to get a video game tattoo or something, if the Ministry of Gamers forced me to get a video game tattoo or else they were going to murder me, then I would make sure it's from a really obscure ass game so that people wouldn't try to talk to me about it. Like the worst case condition you could have would be to get like a Triforce tattoo, and then if you go to a bar, you're basically guaranteed that other cringe Nintendo fans and normies in general are going to be like, "Oh, nice Triforce tattoo! I too am a gamer, fellow Nintendo fan. Zelda is my favorite game." And then you'd have to fucking talk to them. That would be the fucking worst. Oh god. Get the red squares from Silent Hill 2. I don't know about Silent Hill. Maybe I get an umbrella logo. That would be kind of muted and also classy. There was someone who was using a red and white umbrella because it was actually raining the other day, and I was like, is that a game reference? No, I didn't talk to them, of course, but I was just like, that's a Resident Evil reference right there. Get the L piece from Tetris. I think I get the T piece. Or maybe one of the Amano covers from Final Fantasy. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, all the Japanese Final Fantasy game covers have very understated art logos on a white background from Amano. That looks sweet. Whereas, of course, the Western video game box art looks like shit. Because it's, you know, standard American practice to have shitty looking box art. Japanese Final Fantasy game box cover art. I think I might want the Yuna one. I feel like you could get the Yuna one with the wave and get it stuck on your arm and then have this go around your arm and sort of make it look like a tribal tattoo. That could be nice and understated. Get the fucking the mech from Final Fantasy VI. That looks good. I think I like the Final Fantasy 11 one. Although this would cost you a shit ton of money to have it done. All the fucking details. A reminder of a better time when MMORPG grinding wasn't dead. If I didn't hate Final Fantasy VIII so much, I might get the local with Squall and whatever her name. Yes, definitely get a tattoo of a video game where you can't even remember who the character is getting lip fucked in the logo. Now it's time to sit under the needle for 5 hours. Let's be honest, I'm never gonna get a fucking tattoo. It's too expensive and annoying. I don't want anybody other than myself drawing on my canvas. The only situation in which I get a tattoo is if I'm planning to break into prison and I have to like tattoo the fucking map onto my body or something. I know, I should get a bunch of Memento-style meme tattoos that make it seem like I'm dealing with short-term memory loss if anybody sees my skin. I'll have like a bunch of stuff that says like, don't believe his lies, and just like a bunch of numbers and serial codes on me, except it's just complete nonsense. I read Golden Kamuy having a map as a tattoo isn't a good idea. Only if it's a tattoo that people actually want for something. If it's a map to nowhere, it doesn't really matter. Remember, cum on your forehead arm? Yep, yes. Just in case I forget to jack off. I'd be like, oh, that's right, I have to masturbate. Thank God I had that memoed. I might have forgotten to empty my balls. Instead of finding a Polaroid in your pocket, it's used tissue. Where did this come from? Why is it all dried up and yellow? What could this this stuff be? Instead of having like fake memories about somebody's wife who got killed by getting too many insulin shots, I'll have like fake memories of some guy who jacked off too much. And then the guy that I'm talking to will be like, that wasn't someone you knew, dude. That was you. You were the one who was jacking off too much. I'm like, no, that's not true. You're wrong. I would never masturbate 12 times a day. Must say, I'm not a huge fan of Christopher Nolan movies in general. as good as they are for memeing. They make excellent meme material, I'll give him that, but I never really enjoy them. You're more fond of David Cage's work, I presume? Who's a director I really like? That's a good question. I like Ridley Scott a lot, I've noticed. I never really considered myself a Ridley Scott fan, but I even watched some of his not exactly well-reviewed work, like the Exodus movie he made pretty recently, and I still enjoyed it, so... Not even The Dark Knight, especially not The Dark Knight. All the Batman movies, I just didn't understand why people love them so much. I found it even more annoying because I didn't find them particularly great. When you don't find something that entertaining and everyone else is like, oh my god, it just makes you dislike it even more. Oppenheimer is okay. Explosion sucked because Nolan was too stuck up about practical effects. I did watch Oppenheimer recently. I mean, I do think I give him a lot of credit for making a movie that's basically just about a nuclear physicist guy who is running an institution. If you think about how the dialogue is snappy, I'll give him that. It could have been an extremely boring movie if they didn't make it right. But did I enjoy it? Not that much. On the other hand, I was the fact that I was watching it at home and doing other things in the meantime probably made me, you know, more tolerating of its various things I probably wouldn't have liked so much in the movie theater. I'm pretty confident if I had spent 3 hours in a movie theater just watching Oppenheimer, I'd be like, I want my time back. You know what movie I'm looking forward to? Coppola's... What's it called? Megalopolis. Like, this is the movie that he wanted to make. It's possible that's going to be like a massive bomb, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm actually going to watch it in the movie theater. Did you watch Alien Romulus? I heard mixed things. Yeah, I haven't been to the theater in quite a while. I don't plan to go. It isn't Ridley Scott, so there's that. I hear that it's a good movie if you're an Alien fan. It has some fan service and such. But I'm not a huge Alien fan, Alien fan. Although I do just like spooky space movies, I guess. It's just nothing is enough to get me into go to the theater now. At this point, it's just too much work. I have so little time left in my life that I can't just be sitting in a theater for 2 hours. Longlegs was the last movie I saw in theater. Highly recommend. Is Longlegs Nicolas Cage being a serial killer? What's it about? All I know is it has Nick Cage and it has something to do with serial killing. Is that what's going on here? I think we've all been kind of expecting Nick Cage to play a serial killer sooner or later. It's Silence of the Lambs with Nicolas Cage, but kind of more surreal. Huh. I assume it will be on Amazon Prime sooner or later, and then I will watch it, I guess. Nick Cage being Unhinged movie number 14. Remember when there was a brief period, not brief, actually a very extended period, in which Jack Nicholson basically played a crazy person in every single fucking movie he was in? And you started to wonder if he was actually crazy because he was so good at doing it. Was it The Shining that started that streak or nah? I think he was playing crazy people in movies before that. Isn't it like Down South or Gone South? Doesn't he also play a crazy person? I'm not sure if I watched that. There was a movie in which he was like an extremely talented pianist. Something Pieces, something that I remember seeing as a teenager, in which he basically plays a crazy person. I think he was just playing a crazy person in general in all of his movies. Hashtag just Jack Nicholson things. Wasn't One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest the start? I mean, we can look at his filmography. So they don't list everything because he's appeared in 80 films in Wikipedia. Easy Rider, 5 Easy Pieces is the one about being a pianist that I remember that I was talking about. So he was already pretending to be crazy from an early point. Carnal Knowledge, Last Detail, Chinatown. He's not really crazy in Chinatown, although he definitely feels like it. The Passenger, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 75, Shining, 80, Reds, Terms of Endearment, Batman. I mean, he's still playing crazy people in 1989. I like him playing his job in About Schmidt. I think Alexander Payne is my favorite director now that I think about it. For those of you who haven't been About Schmidt, it's a movie about a guy who is completely alone in his in the world. Nobody loves him. He has nothing to live for. So obviously it resonates deeply with someone such as myself. He just like me for real. The correct answer is John Carpenter. I don't like movie directors or creators who put their name in front of stuff. So that means I don't like Tom Clancy, I guess. What's your average time spent on commissions? It depends on the commission, honestly. I get everywhere between like 8 to 10 pages of manga or like a single illustration and stuff like that. Escape from New York and Escape from Los Angeles watching party when? I mean, you're the one who's in charge of watching parties. John Carpenter didn't do that with his first films, I think. I mean, that would be weird, wouldn't it? But by the time video games were being made, we had all these video games and stuff that said, like, John Carpenter's blah, blah, blah. Tom Clancy and getting Monster Energy tattoos overlap in the Venn diagram. I mean, they're both like 2000s gamer things for sure. There was a brief period, not brief, like a 6-year period during the 360 life cycle in which like half of the games you were playing were called like Tom Clancy's butt fucking simulator or something. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six San Francisco gay sex bar scene 2, you know? John Carpenter did it with The Thing, but it would be kind of confusing without his name, to be fair. Why? Just call it The Thing. It would just be a normal horror film. Not everything has to have your name on it. I think they started doing it after the movie was released. I don't think they called it John Carpenter's The Thing when it came out. I think we might have done that later. The only thing that would seal the stereotype is marrying a woman you met 2 weeks prior. Marrying some chick you met in a bar outside the base so you can move out of the barracks. There's a reason why Okinawa is the only prefecture in Japan where the birth rate is going up. Drunk Okinawan sluts and US Marine Corps just fucking left and right. Why is that? The answer is because it's like a low income area, basically. We don't know why the birth rate goes down in developed countries, but it has something to do with people, once they have a better lifestyle and have better education and stuff, being like, I shouldn't stick my penis in this person and ruin my life. And if you're still living like a third world country like Okinawa is, you're like, let's fucking go, let's get drunk and fuck, and then they have kids. And then the birth rate goes up. I think it's really that simple. Hokkaido also has pretty high birth rate compared to like Tokyo, for example. all those soldiers doing their duty on producing hafus. It's better that they're fucking drunk adult sluts instead of going around and raping middle school girls and stuff, which is what they do if you leave them alone too much. So hashtag just Marine Corps things. All that shit into occupation during the 40s. I mean, they were doing it when I was like a kid in the 90s. There was a really big 90s rape case that seriously pissed off people living in Okinawa. It's an ongoing local issue where Okinawans are like, get this fucking base out of here. All the Marines keep on coming out and like raping school kids, and then every few weeks a fucking Osprey will crash in a residential area, and then the rest of Japan is like, yeah, that's like your problem, man. And of course US Army is like, LMAO. Boys will be boys kind of feeling, so. I mean, it's basically Japan's own fault for losing the fucking war, so they really can't complain about shit. The army incentivized marriage by rewarding those who do get married. Nothing to do but drink outside the base. It's a perfect storm. Why would you want to go outside the base when you can play Gears of War inside the base? Hashtag gamers unite. We need Ampo 2 to kick all US military plus gaijins out of Japan. That's not really what, well, I guess that's what the lefties might want, but the movement right now is for the right-wing members of Japan trying to get Japan to own their own nukes and have their own military and stuff. And get rid of Japan's pacifist constitution and that kind of shit. And of course America supports that as well because they want, you know, a military force to rival China. Gotta upgrade the housing by conscripting a wife you met after 6 natty lights. Okinawan girls. I don't know, it's looking okay. If this is what we get in our Okinawa Film Festival. How bad can it be? They're not actually tanned in the sun, guys. If I scroll down far enough, eventually I'm gonna see exposed nipples or something, so I can't go too far. This looks like a proper Okinawan shade right here. This stock photo. They are wearing cut-off jeans. Just turn on safe search? No. I won't. Thank you very much. I'll take my chances. That's too difficult for them. I'll be the one to decide what's safe for stream or not. I'm not going to let Google limit my search options by saying that there's a giant exposed cock. Google might be like, no, you don't want to look at this cock, but maybe I want to. I like to live dangerously. Are his computer abilities that bad? Bro, safe search is on by default. That means I know how to turn it off to get all my porn. So obviously I can turn it back on again if I wanted to. He doesn't want to. Yeah, it's like your uncle who's like, I can quit drinking whenever. But is he going to quit drinking? No, he's not. Because he doesn't want to quit drinking, and neither do I. I'm against safe search just from like a fundamental standpoint. I don't want anything to censor my my views of the internet. We're going in raw, just like all those U.S. Marines in Okinawa. Who the hell uses Google Images for porn? There are dedicated sites for that? No shit. But when I'm browsing stuff, I want to be exposed to exposed nipples. It's a principle thing. You wouldn't understand. I live by my principles. Who the hell uses Google Images for porn? To that, remember when people were like, I use Bing for porn? For a long time, I heard people were like, Bing is good for porn. So there was like a large percentage of the population that used Bing as their porn search engine instead of going to a dedicated website for a very long time. I've heard many people say that. Meanwhile, there's a naked chick on my YouTube front page. Neat. Have you been Googling breastfeeding videos again? You must understand that that lady is teaching you techniques about breastfeeding. She's not exposing her nipple just as so she can get views. Microsoft rushing their search engine comes with unexpected benefits. I read an article that about like the New York, it was on the New York Times, and it was about the FBI not being able to catch up to the deluge of child porn and stuff. And it was about like a guy who was using Bing, mistake number one on his part, to search for a specific type of like ammo for guns, because it's America, so of course you search for that shit. And apparently if you put in like, I don't know what type of ammo it was, but if you put in the specific type of ammo and search for images of it on Bing, you would get a shit ton of child porn would show up, because it was like one of the codes that they were using for child porn. And Microsoft at the time was so fucking inept that you could just like mistakenly run into tons of child porn just by using their search engine. I don't know if they've fixed that by now, but it's very very strong Microsoft energy right there. Sometimes I think Microsoft is baiting all the pedos. I don't have any kind of trust in Microsoft competency about anything. I don't think they're capable of doing something as complex as baiting someone. If child porn just shows up in their search results, it's entirely because of their own incompetence. Amosexual gets shocked by unexpected pedosexual images. Just a average innocent American trying to search content about causing violence, and instead they get horrified by content about sex instead. The horror. When you think you're gonna get just a normal Mexican cartel execution video, and instead you see a nipple. It's fucking awful. They're obviously trying to hide something. That's why search results are so much shittier than 5 to 10 years ago. What, on Bing? Who was actually using Bing so much that they could tell the difference? I mean, it's definitely harder to find, I don't know, like manga piracy websites, for at least. Almost 100,000 points to spend on nothing. What do you guys want to spend points on? If enough of people can agree on what they want to use points for, Hystrixia will do something about it and implement something. And if I'm the one who has to implement it, nothing will happen. Timeout Constrictor, he's not here right now, so... Look, you don't need points to Timeout Constrictor, you only need to ask. That's a basic right that everybody is born with. Gotchi audio bits. Yeah, that's probably most realistic. ASMR. Oh, I can do ASMR. Sure. I don't even understand what sounds count as ASMR. As long as I just have the mic close to my mouth, is everything just ASMR? Here, let me get a piece of paper I can crinkle. Can I use points to force BB to ink a panel on stream? Well, we're going to try and do that after I'm done working on this panel, but in general it has been very bad when I try to ink stuff on stream. I always just end up going back and like redoing it later. It's usually not worth it. At least it's not fart or burp ASMR. I mean, I do fart enough. I should just have the mic positioned near my asshole, and then we can just I can just fart into the mic. For real, started only farts? No. Channel point ideas so far. Have him hydrate, gotcha clips, ASMR, gamer man farts. Like those streamers with an ass cam. Do the streamers with an ass cam ever actually fart? I feel like that might be too much work for them. Also, didn't they ban ass cams? Or did they just say they were banning them? I heard that Twitch added a rule that you can't have just a camera pointed at a specific body part for like the entire stream or something. Unless it's your face. No. For 100,000 we get a statement from Futon-chan. All she'll say is how much she loves me. She would never betray me. You can't hold on certain body parts for long, basically. What if, you're just chilling with your feet up on the desk and the camera is pointed at your room in general, but your feet are bare and you're just like relaxing? I feel like that has potential. I think you would be able to bait the foot coomers and also get away with it. Can you give birth on stream? Not me. I think feet are a special case. Yeah, this is why the foot fuckers are the worst. Because they always think they're special, they can get away with everything. How can my perfectly normal body part be sexual in any way? Haha. Feet are against terms of service? Exactly. Yes. If you can't type feet and futa into chat. There are banned words. I can talk about it, but you guys can't talk about it. The forbidden body part. Please talk about normal appendages like cocks and balls. Gaping assholes. Would you call a gaping asshole a body part? It's like an absence of a body part. It's an open hole. That's right, women. I'm saying that your vagina isn't a body part either. Only limbs count. Like my penis. You can fill up a gape with a body part? Maybe you can. A gaping open asshole is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded. It's even worse than that because the soldiers are just going to start spilling out of it. You might think that the number one risk of a gaping asshole is that stuff is going to be put into it, but the number one risk is that stuff is going to start coming out of it. Its intended purpose. I have a weird memory of a video of a woman giving birth to an adult man. It was definitely some skit or something, but I feel it's real. I've seen like at least 5 clips with that premise. I mean, isn't every like feminist women's march have like at least one woman dressing up as a live or like a 15-foot tall vagina and then like someone gets born out of it or something? The shock horror of vaginas has kind of been overdone at this point. I don't think anyone's that impressed with it anymore. I have an old vid of a bald guy sticking up his whole head in a vagina. I don't know. All I have to say is that I recently saw some videos of kangaroos, and those things are creepy as fuck. The way the pouches work. It's like actual unbirth. Like, I don't think you understand how fucking creepy kangaroos' unbirth mechanic is until you actually see it. Kangaroo pouch.
Guys, let's just talk about how strange and interesting kangaroos
Oh God! Oh!
You've got this extra flab of skin. Like, imagine your belly button, but you stick your finger in and then your hand in, and you can kind of open it up and continue on down. It's warm, it's a little bit sweaty, and it produces life. Guys, this is the inside of the pouch, and I have never in my life seen it quite like this before. This is beautiful. We've got the joey, we've got the skin, the lining of the walls, the blood vessels. There's food on tap because we have the milk ducts.
This is like actual body horror, fuck.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. So pouches are sweaty, they don't have fur in them, they are like elasticated. The mother has 4 nipples that produces different types of milk and the
flesh pocket, yeah.
Development stages.
This is why women are disgusting, guys.
The mother can have 2 joeys suckling on different
Ah!
a pinky one and like a fully developed one that's kind of just venturing out into the world. I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, can I just have a look inside your pouch, please? So it turns out if you try touch and open the pouches of kangaroos that don't actually have a joey, they're not used to that feeling. So it's like someone sticking your finger in a belly button or your ear because nobody's ever touched that in a very long time.
Yes, if you walk up to women and stick your finger inside one of their orifices, they don't like it. I learned this at my local anime con.
To open it ourselves to kind of have a look in. So Daxon, why does a kangaroo have a pouch in the first place? Well, let me answer that for you. So, when the joey is born, that tiny little baby is the size of a jelly bean.
I think that's all of his footage he has. It gets really creepy when you see like large joeys come out of the pouch. Because it's like, hot. Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Oh! Something's coming out. Aw, yes. Ah, and then it goes back in. Oh, this is footage of my mother kicking me out of the house. No, I want to go back inside. Don't make me pay rent, Mommy, please. Look up kangaroos breaking windshields. Look, kangaroos aren't that bad. They're not like bears or anything. Unbirth is the best fetish. Underrated fetish, guys. It always goes back to white women, doesn't it? Maybe. Can we watch Kangaroo Jack? No. I can try inking, but I don't think I'm going to. The reason why I'm behind in my inking schedule is because this is difficult, and I was doing difficult things, which I can't do on stream anyways. So, we're just going to play a little bit of Guess the Game, and I'm going to end the stream quickly because this is a very difficult thing to draw that I'm trying to draw right now, and I don't think I can do it with you people around. Also some First Descendant, not as much as you might think. I like to say I was playing lots of video games, but it's more like I was just procrastinating. What do you mean, you people? I mean everybody around me. All of you. when I try and draw things I haven't drawn before, instead of people just standing and people's expressions and stuff, suddenly stuff gets very difficult. Nintendo? Mario? Mario Party? Mario 64? Not 64. I mean, this could be anything. It's probably a super famous game. What we know from experience is if there's very little details, it means you can guess it very easily if they gave you more details. It does look like GameCube, doesn't it? I'm gonna guess Mario 3, what, on the NES? Are you fucking retarded? It looks like the screen when you can stretch Mario's face, what, on the N64? All of these guesses fucking suck. I don't think it's Odyssey, though. It's not Sunshine. We already had Nintendogs. Jimmy Neutron. Would guess Tomodachi Life. I'm gonna skip. Okay, it is 3DS or DS1. I would say DSi. Fish. Fish background. Ship. Zelda, Mario Pinball Land, GBA stuff. I'll try Mario Pinball Land. Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't even know this game existed. Yeah. Good luck with that. This game was ass. Nintendo tradition of having their extremely valuable franchises being used in shitty low quality games. Look at all these fucking guesses we have in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. People one-shot fucking 6 guesses in a row here. This fucking chat. And this was like, Orcs Must Die 1, 2, and then 3 or whatever. Pikmin 3. Cheating, obviously. I don't know. It was a lot of things where everybody guessed it immediately. Pikmin 4. I mean, the camera angle is Pikmin, right? 2? It looks more like GameCube graphics than... Well, it could be a close-up. The thing is, every single one of these Nintendo consoles look like shit, so... It's like, which flavor of shit do you want? Do you want the GameCube flavor? Do you want the Switch flavor? It's 4. The graphics look a little better than GameCube, at least. Easy. See? Everyone's on a fucking roll right now. Easy. Next. Is this Yoshi's Island? Is that a fucking Yoshi egg? It's not Yoshi's Island. It definitely looks like a Yoshi's egg. But did Mario ever have dinosaurs in it? Echo the Dolphin, I don't know. I don't think Echo the Dolphin is in... What is this thing? Huh. Joe and Mac. I don't remember this from Yoshi's Island. The graphical style is different from Yoshi. This just this thing isn't an egg, it's a red herring. This is like a part of a plant. Dino Run? I've never heard of that. But it does look more of an old game, and it's not in there. Yeah. Looks more like an edutainment game. It does, doesn't it? It looks like Mario and Luigi back in time educational educational time machine, you know, for kids. It's a Flash game. I don't think so. Evo Search for Eden. I think that's incorrect as well. Joe and Mac. Caveman Ninja. No. Too old. It is a legitimately old game. Interesting. I can't tell if what kind of genre this would be. It doesn't look like Mario at this point. This kind of looks like Konami. This looks like a fantasy themed game. Mario's Time Machine. I don't think it's Mario's Time Machine. I mean, what would these things be? We have like fantasy themed reliefs in the walls. It's literally Mario's Time Machine. It is the SNES one. It's Mario is missing. Fine. Okay, you were right. DOS, SNES, NES. Never heard of it. There are a shit ton of Mario, like Mario teaches typing and Mario teaches history and where in the world is Mario and all that stuff back in the day of our age. I mean, I did say this looks like an educational game on the first guess, so it makes sense that it's Mario's Time Machine, but the second one kind of looks like more like a fantasy platformer or something, but I guess not. Mario's Sex Ed. Oh, here, you grab my penis, bitch. Oh, oh, here, oh. Mario Noises 10 hours. This is gonna go on for 10 more hours, guys. Dr. Mario's fertility clinic mix-up. Alright, next.
Mario. Mario.
Huh.
Mario. Mario.
Patapon 1? I'm not seeing Pat. Well, I guess.
Mario.
Is it Patapon? I never played Patapon. Fine.
Mario. Mario.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Mario. Jesus Christ. Easy. That's the map selection screen. Okay, here we go. Here's the Patapon. This shit is too easy with the combined power of all of chat. Imagine if Sony had used the $300 million they spent on Concord and just built another PlayStation Portable, or just made like Patapon 4 or something like that. Talk about a waste of fucking money. Stop the Mario sounds, please. Thanks.
Mario.
Next.
Mario.
They were so sure that Concord would become the next big thing as well. LMAO. So I was showing this to Hystrixia, but 4chan found the Twitter account of the main character designer of Concord. And if you go to the bottom of his posts, there's like a post from 2020 where he drew something during Inktober. And I actually saved it because I was like, it was such a special thing. This guy, Noosk, Shark Eats Man, lead character designer. This is the guy who's responsible for all the fucking glorious character designs of this failed game. I'm coming back for two things: hype for Concord and my love for my fellow game devs. Mute and block anything that is remotely toxic and or doesn't relate to one. Thank God he came back to Twitter, because that allowed us to see this stuff. 2020, he I guess this is one of the worms from Dune. This is the guy's you know, drawing skill. This is the lead character designer, guys, for a $200 million game. Barely at a middle school level. It's basically just like a 12-year-old playing with markers in the classroom. And he was the guy who was responsible for designing characters in a fucking hero shooter that has a $200 million budget. The most important part of a $200 million budget fucking game. And they're like, here's the keys. So how did he get the job? Nepotism, hire Keck? I mean, his name is like Benjamin Wojnarowski or something like that. And he has all of the racial traits, but it's probably just nepotism in general. I mean, it's almost always nepotism, no matter what your race is, but I think the nepotism was particularly strong for him. I hope this is the final nail in the coffin for that genre. I hope this is the final nail in the coffin for this entire era of video games. Period. I hope everybody has finally learned their fucking lesson. Prega, Paper Mario, Origami King, Deadlock. We've had Psychonauts before. Tearaway. Hat in Time. Egypt. Deadlock next. As in Deadlock's the one to go out of business next. I don't know. I think Valve drones are too strong. I think they're going to keep on giving them money. Origami King? Okay. Trash Pits, I'm gonna ban you from answering because you're making it too easy. People are getting too used to you one-shotting that shit. Whether you're cheating or not, it doesn't really matter. Deadlock is actually kind of alright according to players. Is Deadlock even a bad game? It's a MOBA. Sort of. So by definition, it's a bad game, I would say. Deadlock is ass. All I know is that the 4chan video game board really, really likes the gargoyle. Ban him now or no balls. I'll time him out for 10 minutes. We have to spread the wealth, not just a constrictor. It's apparently a super simple MOBA that takes like 3 games to figure it out. Wow, my favorite. A shallow MOBA. It's basically easy Dota to get all those dudes who quit Dota to get them back. I mean, Dota was incredibly complex at this point. There's a Dragon Ball MOBA coming out. Wasn't there like a Pokemon Stadium MOBA? That was super simple as well. I feel like the era of the MOBA is over, and yet they still keep on making them. N64, or not N64, PS2. Large glowing TV. It looks cartoony. Maybe a Ratchet and Clank. It seems to have some kind of technology, but also, or Jack 3, that is also a possibility. Shall we try Jack and Daxter before Ratchet and Clank? Which one was 3? Was it the Lost Frontier? Or is it just Jack 3? I can't remember. Jack 3. Okay, it is Jack and Daxter. But which one is it? What the fuck? It's not the Lost Frontier. Ball, I'm your #1 fan and I have a question. How do you order your porn? I usually put the author's name in the folder, but maybe you have a better method. I have author folders and I have doujin folders separated by the genre. And if I feel like an author is prominent enough, it goes in the author folder, and if I'm just saving it for the thing it's based on, I have it saved in the doujin genre folder. There is no 2. What about just Jack 2? Finally. God, that looks like shit. Everything is so fucking blurry. I want Uncharted 5. You were right about E hentai superiority over N. N is kill. I don't think N is actually kill. It's just having one lawsuit against it doesn't mean anything. Why is it being sued? Copyright? It's just like some American distribution companies suing them for copyright, not like the actual Japanese companies. Which makes me think it's full of shit. This looks like a green casino. Saints Row 4? Is it 3? I think it's 4 instead of 3, honestly. I'm gonna go Saints Row 4. Maybe it was 3. I don't know. I played a lot of the 3rd. And 4 had a lot of neon shit. We'll try the 3rd first. Yeah, easy. The Chupacabra, that's right. I remember. They had the Mexican wrestler guy who had a casino. Saints Row was really fun because you could dress your main character as a extremely slutty, sexy character and have them walk around in high heels and stuff. Rest in peace, yet another franchise done in by DEI stuff. The last Saints Row game, man. What the fuck is happening to the world? I got it as a PS Plus game. I played it for about, I don't know, an hour before it froze and crashed. And it wasn't bad enough for me to actively turn it off, but the moment it froze and crashed was enough for me to, you know, never play it again. And of course I uninstalled it, so. It was like a 6 out of 10. By IGN scores. It didn't have anything critically wrong with it, but it had nothing good going for it either. A lot of games at this point just don't even fucking work. I mean, they work on PlayStation because at least it's console, right? So they only have to optimize for one system. And testing is easier and stuff. They usually aren't that buggy if it's on PlayStation, but that doesn't make it any less or any more fun. It's still boring as hell. It was a perfect just eating bland, saltless crackers, just chewing on cardboard kind of feeling, the new Saints Row game. It was just a GTA parody, which itself is a parody, I guess. It's like a slightly sillier, wackier version of GTA at a time when we all love GTA so much that we wanted to play more GTA, so a slight different flavored one wasn't a bad thing. It's like the difference between Fortnite and PUBG. Everybody was really high on Battle Royale at the time, so they didn't mind that there was another one with a different color palette. Tobal number 1. This definitely looks like a fighting game. Is he getting cut in half? Is this like an old Samurai Spirits? Is it Tekken? Did Tekken 1 look this shitty? I guess it did. It's not Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct didn't have this kind of pixels. It's not Virtua Fighter. I guess it's either Tekken or Bloody Roar 1 or Soul Edge. We already had Tekken? No, I don't think we had Tekken 1 though. Well, actually, you might be right about Virtua Fighter. When we think of Virtua Fighter, early Virtua Fighter, we usually think of Virtua Fighter 2, not Virtua Fighter 1. This might be Jeffrey in Virtua Fighter 1. Let's try that. They not even have Virtua Fighter? What? They don't have Virtua Fighter. Interesting. Tekken. No. Oh, this is the original fucking Dynasty Warriors, guys. I was watching a YouTube video on the history of Dynasty Warriors, and it was a fucking fighting game before it became a Musou. Yeah, it's Dynasty Warriors 1. Jesus. Before you were murdering thousands of people, you were fighting one-on-one as a fighting game. 97, boys! Nothing like beautiful Chinese ladies beating the shit out of me. Feels good, man. Win. I would have went in all with Bushido Blade. Well, anybody who knows their Romance of Three Kingdoms knows who Ganyu is, so they're giving you the hint pretty early. You gotta remember your fake Chinese history. Which Pokemon is it, guys? It'd be fucking hilarious if this wasn't a Pokemon and like some Pokemon clone. Is it Sun and Moon, Diamond Pearl, Black White, Game Boy Advance? It looks like DS. Ruby Sapphire, Fire Red or Leaf Green. Polemon. That's what I call my dick. Let's try Pokemon Emerald. There we go. Top of the list. Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire or Emerald. Dun 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 dun. It's Ruby, counts as a guess. Bro, it's the same fucking game. What are you, a Nintendo fanboy? Are you actually thinking they're different games? I love how we complain about how DLC nowadays is like, we used to have a full game and now they're like cutting it up into piecemeal and selling it to us as different parts. What about fucking Pokemon? That's literally the same fucking game, and they're taking out 3 monsters and then selling that to you as like 3 different versions, so you have to trade with other people, or you have to buy like 3 different versions and trade with yourself or some shit like that. Fuck you, Nintendo. Suck my cock. Give me a full complete game. I don't have any friends, and none of my friends had a cable, even when we did play Pokemon. Small indie company, please understand. They've been that way since they were an actual small indie company. That's the thing. Pokemon as a series is all just DLC for the first generation. Pokemon was like a free-to-play, DLC-infested, like, scam game even before those things were invented. They were like the beginning of that type of shit. It's an infancy of that. Pokemon was never good. It was good if you were 6 years old, I guess. Pokemon was a fucking genius concept with splitting up the games as far as evil capitalism goes. It wasn't even a concept invented by Pokemon. The entire concept of training monsters was a stolen from Dragon Quest V. But because nobody played Dragon Quest V in America at the time, people didn't know about that. People were collecting shit before Pokemon. Pokemon just captured lightning in a bottle. What? We just had Pikmin. What the fuck? What could this be besides Pikmin, guys? Omori? Oh, right. I forgot. Oh, everyone's favorite depression porn. It's all so bothersome. You know what? I never liked Earthbound, and I don't like things that are inspired by Earthbound in various ways either. Next. I think we should be able to guess this on our first try, guys. If they're only giving us this much information. You really are a contrarian hating on Earthbound? I always hated Earthbound. I don't care if I'm being contrarian or not. I never liked Earthbound. I never will. Just looking at it, I don't like that kind of nonsensical shit. I fucking hate nonsensical shit. I don't like the Master and the Margarita, and I don't like Earthbound. Gothic, Hitman. I think it's going to be more famous than those things. They're only giving us very limited information. It's not Twilight Princess, but it's something in that same kind of vein. I need things to make sense. They don't have to make sense, but shit not making sense and being like whimsical and silly is not a replacement for good gameplay or a good story or something. Twilight Princess isn't that open. We already guessed it. In fact, I one-shot guessed it based on the textures. This is a texture game that we might have all seen. It's gonna be a famous one. It's probably, I was gonna say PS1, but it might be better than PS1. This is MMO. Could it be Final Fantasy 11? I think it actually might be Final Fantasy 11 looking at the colors. I think I'm going to do that. No. 62%. Okay. Nobody fucking liked this game. Does look like an MMO though. Looks like an RPG. That seems to be correct. You're fighting a dog. Could it be Gothic? Dark Souls 2. It's not fucking Dark Souls 2. Lineage 2, 100%. I mean, the 62% seems about right. We had Lineage 1 recently. How the fuck do you spell lineage? Jesus Christ. Lineage 2. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Dark Souls 2 LMAO. Trust me, everybody would recognize a Dark Souls 2. Everybody here is way too deep up from Software's asshole to not recognize Dark Souls 2. It would be too fucking easy. Everyone would immediately recognize Dark Souls 2. Also, it says a lot about Dark Souls 2 that we look at this game from fucking 2004 that looks like absolute shit, and we're like, is this Dark Souls 2? It says what we think about Dark Souls 2 is that it's an absolute shitty game. Old MMOs were magical. What was magical is that we all bought into the concept, you know? We don't have that buy-in by the customers or the companies that make them anymore. I will defend Dark Souls 2 till my last breath. It's a shitty game. It really is. I didn't even finish it, and I have no regrets. It's not worth my time. I can't believe Lineage 2 had such a bad score. I thought people loved the Dark Elves. Not everybody based their game review scores on how much they jacked off to Dark Elves, guys. Dark Souls 2 is fine. No, it's not. It fucking sucks. Okay, not Microsoft Flight Simulator. What is a game in which you look out of the window in space? Stellar Blade. Fucking Mass Effect. Is it Mass Effect? The intro? I don't remember the intro at all. 1? I thought you just started on PlanetSide. It's been a while since I played Mass Effect. Wow, everybody remembers that shit. I guess I would recognize the armor and stuff. People talk shit about you while you stare out the window. I don't remember any of the opening. Ass. Shepherd's ass. Rest in peace, BioWare. It's funny how many of these games that were like, oh, that's a classic, I immediately recognize, how many of them the developer is already dead. Mass Effect is one of them. It was just like, yeah, that developer's fucking dead now. That developer was bought by Microsoft as well. Oh god, the new Dragon Age I forgot. Yeah, they technically exist, but this will be the last nail in the coffin for sure. It's about to go the same direction as Concord pretty soon, so... Apparently the pre-orders are below like a indie game that sold 6,000 units or something like that, so... The devs of half my favorite games died before I even had a PC. Well, I don't know. I liked playing a lot of AAA games owned by big game companies, so I didn't assume that all of them were just gonna fucking die off like that way. It's like Raven Software, they're a zombie. If all the people that made the game are no longer there, it's not the same company anymore. Alpha. Lasers. What the hell? Huh. This seems extremely recognizable. Is this Vanquish? It's not Dead Space. It's way too bright. I guess it could be Vanquish. I know Vanquish had this kind of art style. Yeah, I guess it is Vanquish. It's probably the ceiling while you're, like, sliding along the floor right here. Yeah, I guess it is Vanquish. Yeah, easy. Slide, 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 boys. Yeah, I would recognize it here. I do remember the boobage. This was back in the day when they were like, hurry, we need to make sure he has tits to look at. It was a different time, guys. They were like, make sure that he has some boobs that you can stare at. Modest booba, yeah, but it also sticks out quite a bit. The size is not that large, but they're very perky and, you know, aggressive. Oh, I gotta slide! I gotta slide! I gotta slide! Oh, I gotta slide, I gotta flip, I gotta slide! Oh. It was a fun game. Unfortunately, it's like 5 hours, but... In like the same year and a half, we had Vanquish. What was the Sega shooter? Binary Domain. We had like 3 or 4 of these sci-fi shooters by Japanese and American companies at the same time. It was a special time. They were all like 10 hours long, so they were definitely not worth your money if you bought them at full price, but... Arkham? Is anything besides an Arkham game? Which Arkham game is this? I think it's Arkham City. We had Arkham Knight already in terms of guesses. And Arkham Knight was way more colorful in a weird, shitty way. No. Okay, which... Arkham Knight? There we go. Batman! This is a scarecrow, I guess. Real name, Pamela Lillian Isley. Occupation, professional criminal. That's right. In the fucking Batcave, Bruce has his fucking file on you and it's like, yes, his job is a professional criminal. Rest in peace, Rocksteady. Another dead studio at this point. All of these game franchises that were like, remember that game, the studio, the developers are fucking dead now. It's so funny how they killed Rocksteady with just one game. To be fair, the game was in development for like 5 years, right? I'm a professional disappointment. I would say I'm a professional disappointment too, but I don't think my mother expects much out of me at this point, so I don't think she's disappointed. Rocksteady had layoffs today, sadly. Unsurprising. It's just a matter of time. Batman peak with the Tim Burton style or the animation. Which NES game is this, guys? Ah, my eyes, they hurt. What the fuck? What kind of blocks are these? Have you asked? No, I have not asked my mother whether I'm a disappointment or not. Looks like Mario 1. Sonic. I don't think it's Mario 1. I can't remember what the Mario 1 underwater level bricks looked like, but I don't think they were this. It's obviously a shitty water level, that's for sure. If it's not Mario 1, I guess it could be Sonic. We timed you out for a reason, Trash Pits. Silence. Zelda 2. Alright. Trash Pits, if it's not Sonic, then I'm timing you out again. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog? What kind of a game is that? What the fuck? Who made that? Fucking Chris Chan? I can't believe Sonic is fucking dead. Someone murdered my darling Sonic. Family Guy death pose? Yeah, for sure. Tails like, I can't believe he's fucking dead. Amy's like, thank God. He's dead! It's on Steam. It's probably like 15 bucks. Iconic pose, though. This is probably isn't interesting unless you're deep into the Sonic universe and shipping that stuff. Unless you actually know all of these, like, random-ass side characters. Fucking Shadow is being invited. Shadow, if you're such a hard edge core guy, why are you showing up at the fucking murder mystery birthday party or whatever? Look at the bat tits. Everybody else is dressed modestly, except the fucking bat that shows up dressed like a giga slut. There's always one of them that shows up at your birthday party completely dressed inappropriately. Free? Play it on stream? No, I'm not gonna play fucking Ace Attorney Sonic version. Sonic the Hedgehog. Wrong. Trash Pits. You're getting timed out. Fucking shame on you. Fucking pathetic. If you guess something like Minecraft or Sonic the Hedgehog with a lot of confidence and you're fucking wrong, you're getting timed out. Mario 2? Well, it's definitely not even the franchise. I mean, this is clearly NES graphics. It's not Genesis, right? The color scheme isn't Genesis. It's NES. We should have been able to guess that. Mario... What was it called? Super Mario World 2 or just Super Mario Brothers? Two. Is it just one? I thought we had one already. Could it be 3? It is Mario's. It's obviously NES. Lost Levels? This is gonna be hard. I think it might be the first one. Let's try the first one first. I'm not sure we actually guessed the first one. it is 1. We should have just guessed Super Mario Brothers with this right here without trying to get cute. Dun dun dun.
Mario. Yahoo! Yippee! Whoa! Mario. Yahoo! Mario.
I feel like this would sound better if they inserted like the jumping noises and coin noises as well, instead of just Mario saying yaha. If you're a fan of classic platformers like Donkey Kong or Sonic the Hedgehog, you'll be a fan of Super Mario Brothers. I love how somebody had to fucking write an introduction paragraph to fucking Super Mario Brothers. SimCity? I feel like I've seen this before. This looks like Maxis. But it feels like it's too zoomed in for SimCity. Is it Roller Coaster Tycoon? Okay. I'll trust everyone on that one. I know you've all played like 10,000 hours of this shit, so... Easy. Will they have... Will guest number 6 be Mr. Bones' Wild Ride, guys? Okay, no, it's not. That would have been pretty funny. They had streets in Roller Coaster Tycoon. You have to walk to get to the fucking roller coaster. Wait, was this Maxis or something else? Chris Sawyer Productions. Collectathon Orb. GameCube graphics, maybe? It could be PS2 as well. It's a Hat in Time, 100%. This orb. I played a little bit of Hat in Time. I can't remember what orbs you were collecting. If it's not a Hat in Time, you're getting fucking timed out. Okay. I don't remember that much about the game, honestly. I didn't finish it either. Whoa, so sexy. Hat Kid. BB seems disappointed. I like it when people go all in on like a really famous game and then they're wrong. So erotic. Child wearing cap and hat. So sexy. Sticking tongue out. Next. NBA 2K. The first one. The official account shared crop port of their own game. Jesus Christ. Without knowing, that was funny as hell. NBA Street. Oh, that's right. Back in the day, there was a game called NBA Street that people really liked a lot. I like the NBA Street guess. I think that's correct. There was a time. Easy. Hell yeah, it's not just basketball, it's street basketball. Let's go. There's Michael. Who is this supposed to be? Is this your character? This is clearly Michael. I can't tell if this is supposed to be an NBA player or not. Can you recognize who this is supposed to be? A black man's leg and shorts is too telling? Yeah, but all the NBA 2K games have, like, outside modes at this point. It's not Carmelo, man. This can't be Carmelo. He's, like, fat as fuck. That's Blaze from Def Jam. Iconic dunking moment. I think it's just a created character. Remember when sports games could have soul? Me neither. No mellow slander for fuck's sakes, BB. Throughout Carmelo's life, no matter how good shape he is in, he has been cursed with the round face syndrome. So he always looks like he's 20 pounds overweight. He could be ripped as fuck underneath his shirt, but every single one of his photos makes him look like he's like 20 pounds overweight. Look at him. This one is especially unflattering right here. He's just, he's soft as hell. If you're cursed with this shaped face, then you're just gonna look fat. Oh god, is that a Warner Brothers tattoo? I mean, on the other hand, if you have as many tattoos as these guys do, it kind of blends in. I will 100% slander Carmelo Anthony. Yes, the fantasy of being a white guy playing basketball. Soulful. NBA Jam, baby. Double take 1000 fro fake. This is like Tony Hawk if it was basketball. This month, some shitty baseball game is in PS Plus again? You mean MLB The Show? Or like not MLB The Show? Because MLB The Show is made by Sony, so I figure it doesn't really cost them anything to give it away. And we're almost at the end of the fucking baseball season, so it makes sense that they'd be like, okay, here's MLB The Show. Okay, I have to end this stream so I can actually go and draw something. Looks like a PC game from maybe about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Luigi's Mansion 3? I guess it could be. It looks like the sand levels? Fine, okay. I'll give you Luigi's Mansion 3. We had one Luigi's Mansion, though. It wasn't 3, though. I think it was 2. Good job. One shot. Lots of one-shots here. Spooky. Alright, one more, because you one-shot it. Let's get something that's actually hard, like this one. What the fuck could this be? Dark Souls 2? This? think so. Halo 2, Star Wars. I guess it does kind of look like Hoth. I mean, you have this sci-fi element right here. Oh, you're right. That is an AT Walker. We can try Shadows, not of the Empire. Was that the N64 one? Uh, 81%. Oh, it's Lego. Yeah, it's Lego Star Wars. You're right, it is Lego. Is it 2, the original trilogy, you think? I mean, if you just do Skywalker Saga, it would contain all of them. Okay, there we go. Oh, my jetpack. It's the most popular. Darth Vader just doing his thing. I have it on PS Plus. I guess I should play it. Holy shit, Princess Leia beating the shit out of stormtroopers. Oh my god. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. Hopefully I can make more progress on the manga. Oh, see you around guys. Oh, I have to draw. It's so hard. It's so hard. Oh, good night.